Alright, boys, I'm back. And I think I can speak for the entire fan base when I say, what the fuck was that, bro? What the fuck did I just watch? What the fuck did they just make, bro? Are you kidding me, dude? This is your season ending finale, your series ending finale, your your entire 10 season, 9 season run storyline ending finale, bro? What the fuck was that, bro? Dude, this has got to be one of the most terrible fucking ending show season crap I've ever seen in my life, bro. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating, bro. Like, this shit is god awful, bro. This shit is terrible. Let me give you guys disclaimer real quick. I haven't watched this show for fucking months, bro. I haven't watched this show, not even months. I haven't watched the show in years, bro. I haven't watched it in seasons. The only reason I even watched this finale was because my brother told me about the episode 2 episodes ago, about how when Barry runs back in time and it connects to season 1. That's when I started watching it again, the first episode of the New World crap, and I was all in, bro. I was bought in. I saw the second episode of New Worlds. I'm like, all right, it wasn't as good as the first one, but I'm all in. The third one, terrible, bro. I think the last season that I watched on the Flash was like season 4, bro. And even that shit was terrible. I think season 4 was the DeVoe episode, the DeVoe season, which I don't think it was terrible. I think it was pretty good by the Flash standards. Then I think I saw a little bit of season 5. I think that's when Nora came in, and that shit just went off the rails, bro. But let's hold back a little bit on the series as a whole about what the fuck happened with that show. Let's talk about this fucking episode, bro. This shit is gotta be the worst shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. This show is terrible. It's like for the first 2 episodes of a New World, they went back to their roots. And they went back to season 1, to what made this show a good show and what made it great. And then for the last episode, they said, fuck that. We're going to go back to what ruined this show and what fucking made people not watch this show. And we're going to do that. Bro, this shit was fucking terrible, bro. Let's start with Zoom. Dude, they hyped up that scene with Zoom in the tunnel so much, bro. And to me, I even say season 1 of the Flash probably the best season they've ever had. Season 2, you can make an argument is better than season 1. Not story wise for sure, but season 2, I think for me, Zoom is my favorite character of the entire storyline, entire series. So they hyped up that scene with Zoom in the tunnel, right? With the police officers, going back to when Zoom in season 2 murdered all the cops in Jitters, right? Bro, that shit was fucking god awful, bro. That shit was terrible. And everybody's talking about, oh, the beginning when all the villains met up together. Bro, that shit was fucking corny, dude. That shit was fucking, it was like a comedy, bro. It was like a Saturday Night Live special of the Flash villains, bro. Zoom shows up, right? And then fucking the white speedster shows up, Godspeed, and then Zoom is like, he's like, who are you? And then Zoom is like, do you have any idea who you're threatening? If you know who I am, then you know not to threaten a guy like me. Number one, Zoom would never say that shit, bro. Zoom would never say, oh, do you know who you're dealing with? Do you know who you're threatening? You know how threatening I am? Zoom would never do that, bro. Zoom wouldn't tell you how threatening he is. He would never tell you not to mess with him. He would just fuck you up, bro. Zoom will just murder the entire fucking world and watch the world burn. That's what Zoom would do. Zoom would never threaten you. Zoom would never say, "Oh, you know not to deal with me. You know how if you knew who I was, you know how threatening I am." Like, bro, Zoom doesn't need to tell you who he is. Zoom will just fucking murder you. Number 1. Number 2, isn't Godspeed supposed to be from the future? If Godspeed is from the future, then why the fuck does he not know who Zoom is, bro? This does not make no sense. Fucking Godspeed has no idea who Zoom is, bro. He's never heard of him. He never doesn't no idea who he is, even though he's from the future. Everybody from the future knows who Hunter Zolomon is, bro. It shit makes no sense. and then, fucking the Reverse Flash shows up, who had the only good line in that scene. Reverse Flash shows up and he's like, oh, where does that sound familiar? Get close to Barry. Looks like you got a script from somebody's book or something, right? Basically saying that Zoom copied Reverse Flash type shit, right? Which I'll give him that, bro. It makes sense. and it's a good line. It's a good line. So he says, "Oh, you know," he says, and then Zoom says, "Oh, you know, I'm the fastest man alive or whatever, right?" And then Reverse Flash says, "Oh, no, you're just basically saying, oh, you're not the fastest man alive. You're just a speedster. You know, basically saying that he's cracked out on Velocity 9. Basically saying he's just a speedster on crack. He's not actually the fastest man alive, right? He's saying the fastest man alive. You're looking at him, and then, oh my god, bro. And then so Reverse Flash says, you're not the fastest man alive. That man, you're looking at him, and then and then Godspeed. I'm sorry, I'm giving you a lot of and thens. But that after that, Godspeed says, "You're not the fastest man alive. I am. I'm the god of speed." And then when he says, "I'm the god of speed," out of fucking nowhere, it's like Randy Orton out of nowhere, bro. Out of nowhere. So Godspeed says, "I'm the god of speed," and then Savitar shows up and says, "No, I am." Like, bro, where the fuck did you come from, bro? Oh my god. He's like, "I'm the god of speed." No, I am. Bro, what the fuck? Where the fuck did you come from? And obviously, as soon as he says, before we start thinking too much about where the fuck Savitar came from and where the fuck all this shit is going, obviously Eddie Thon just happens to walk in. Oh, I brought all of you guys here, right? You know, because together but by yourselves, you're not powerful enough to defeat the Flash. But together, we can defeat the Flash or whatever, right? So they band together because together they're powerful enough to defeat the Flash or whatever, right? So they finally they finally band together, and Thawne goes to visit Eddie. Not all right. I guess we'll refer to Reverse Flash as Thawne, and then we'll just say Cobalt Blue. All right, Cobalt Blue went to go visit Barry, you know, in the hospital with Iris or whatever. And he says that, oh, you know, I'm gonna kill you or whatever, or I'm gonna end your legacy, whatever, blah blah blah. They start fighting, they zoom off or whatever. Bro, my god. I thought we were about to get into something dope. I kid you not. Not even 5 minutes into the show, I was already thinking, what the fuck am I watching, bro? This shit was god awful. So they speed off, and then out of nowhere, fucking Cobalt Blue, Eddie Thawne over here gets a fucking lightsaber like a fucking javelin, like he's fucking playing Wii Sports or some shit. Throws that shit at fucking Barry. Barry gets fucking shocked. He gets bounced off or whatever. And that's all you get of that, bro. That's all you get in that battle, right? And then right when they get up, Barry calls his entire fucking, you know, Flash team Flash or whatever the fuck, and then the fucking Cobalt Blue says, "Oh, you know, you may have your team, Flash, but I have my Legion." And then Zoom shows up, Savitar shows up, they all show up. Reverse Flash talking about, "Oh, did you really think I was gonna miss this, Flash?" or whatever. Bro, this battle, this fight scene has got to be the worst shit I've ever seen, bro. You got all these fucking goats, these fucking high, you know, most powerful villains of the Flash all together. Dude, they get fucking defeated by nobodies, bro. By fucking the role player, by fucking the sixth player on the roster, bro. Fucking Godspeed. And oh my god, dude, the lines, I swear to God, are corny, dude. Dude, so we cut to the scene where Zoom, he's in that's the scene that they hyped up, right? Talking about, you know, he's in the tunnel with the cops or whatever, right? The cops already know who he is. They're like, Hunter's all him and stop or whatever. I think he's gonna fucking murder the entire fucking, you know, police force. And obviously, he doesn't do that because the writers don't know what they're doing. Here's the thing: they don't know what they're doing. So the writers, instead of having him murder the entire police force, he just saves it, bro. There's no, you know, they say that in writing, you know, in storytelling, it's usually show don't tell. For them, it's tell don't show. It's god awful, bro. It's like the screenwriters listened to everything that the fans wanted to see. The fans were like, "Oh, we want him to say you can't lock up the darkness, and we want to see him. He should murder all the cops, whatever." But they're like, "Oh, we can't have him murder cops because that's insensitive." So they're like, "Oh, you know, let's just have him say it." So Zoom. Oh my god, bro. Zoom sees the cops, and he literally says, "Oh, CCPD, you brought another crew of police officers for me to slaughter. Thanks." And he's like, oh my god, it's so bad, bro. It's so bad. He's like, "You literally brought a whole crew of CCPD officers for me to slaughter. Thanks." And then he just turns around and doesn't do anything. And then Keon, number one, don't even get me started on Keon, bro. Don't even get me started on the Keon and fucking Killer Frost and all that storyline bullshit. She shows up and then reverse flash. And then Zoom says, I forgot they have this little banter or whatever, and then Zoom obviously he says, did you forget? You can't lock up the darkness. And then he starts doing this fucking spinny shit, running in the tunnel like a fucking idiot. He's running in the circle in the tunnel. He throws a lightning bolt at Keon, right? And Keon just catches it with her hand. She like absorbs his energy, throws it back at Zoom, and Zoom just fucking dies. I guess he just fucking died from one lightning bolt. It just fucking kills him in two fucking not even 2 seconds. It was like 1 second, bro. That battle done, over. All right, cut to Godspeed fighting Cecile. For some reason, Cecile can fly now. She just has every power in the world. She's telekinesis, fucking read your mind, fucking control the future self, and she can fly now. For somehow Cecile can run as fast, not run as fast because she's flying, but somehow she could fly fast enough to keep up with Godspeed. Somehow, I don't know. Also, Keon can also apparently fly fast enough to keep up with a speedster. Bro, they might as well not even be speedsters, bro. They might as well just be regular running people because everybody could keep up with them. They couldn't run faster than not one person that was not a speedster, bro. So Cecile, bro, the corny lines don't stop there, bro. So Cecile's fighting Godspeed, and she says, it's like they went to a kindergarten school and said, yo, we're gonna write the final episode of The Flash, and give us your best ideas, write it, and then this we're gonna do. Like, you would think that in the final episode they're gonna say, we're gonna go balls out, there's nothing left, we're gonna, you know, write the best shit ever. Instead they say, you know what, this is the last shit, we don't give a fuck, you know, it's over, who cares, you know what I'm saying? So Cecile's fighting Godspeed. Godspeed somehow is getting bodied every single version of him, and she says, I can read your mind. She's like, I can see how afraid you are. Are you afraid that you can't beat me? I'm like, bro, did a fucking third grader write this shit? Talking about, oh, are you scared you can't beat me? Are you too scared? Oh, I can see how scared you are. Blah, blah, blah. Bro, terrible, bro. And then he gets bodied by her, bro. Like, dude's supposed to be a speedster, and she's just going like this, killing every version of him. Dude makes like 12 fucking 30 duplicates of himself, and she just bodies him like it's nothing, bro. It's just target practice. All right, he's done like this. All right, another speedster, fucking Reverse Flash. He goes to Star Labs because of course he's going to Star Labs. He was Harrison Wells. He goes to Star Labs and he meets and he's right there chilling, and the other dude is in there. What's his name? Fucking Chester, Chuck, you know, whatever his name is. I don't know. Connor, the dude, the whatever the fuck his name is, the fucking Cisco replacement guy, dude. All right, he's right there, and Reverse Flash, he's like, oh, you know, I'm gonna kill all you guys, whatever. He kills the black dude supposedly. He fucking lightnings him for fucking 3 minutes straight, and I'm like, finally someone's gonna die. Finally there's stakes. Finally there's consequences. Finally something's gonna happen. He electrocutes the dude for like 2 minutes straight. And we're meant to think he's dead. Fucking Allegra comes out of nowhere. Who knows where the fuck she was hiding behind a corner or some shit until it was her cue to enter the scene. She runs in. She's like, oh no, Chester. I don't know if his name is Chester. Let's just say his name is Chester. She's like on top. She's like, no, whatever. She just fucking. She blasts fucking Reverse Flash. He gets up. He's like, thank God. He's like, now not only do I get to kill him, but now I get to kill his lover as well. And right before he's about to kill her, she's like, stop, Thawne. And she just emits this blast that I guess kills him. Another speedster gone. It's been 3 seconds. 3 speedsters dead by side characters. None of them have fought the Flash. Let me make this very clear. 9 seasons in, the greatest Flash villains ever. None of them fight the Flash. They get bodied in like 2 seconds by side characters. All right. 1 speedster left. I saved the best for last, of course. The god of speed himself, Savitar. The very mirror of Barry Allen. You know, the very mirror of him. You know what I'm saying? Probably the last good villain we had on the Flash. So this guy, let me get this straight, bro. So this guy, Savitar, he fights Nora, finally, a speedster on speedster battle. He fights her, whatever, and he says, oh, you know, your mother escapes her fate, but not you. And then he stabs her in the back the same way he was supposed to stab Iris in the back, right? I thought she was dead. it would have been good for her to die, bro. To be honest, I think they should have killed her in season 5 when she was being annoying as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I was like, finally something to show did something right. Stabs her in the back. You think she's dead? Everybody thought she's dead. Everybody was finally happy that they killed Nora. And then what happens? She's vibrating or whatever. She's phasing, and you're just like, what? She's not dead. What does she do? She breaks the fucking knife off her chest where she's phasing, turns around and stabs the dude in his armor, and he's dead. Dude gets stabbed in the armor by his own blade, and he dies. But she survived it somehow, bro. Not to mention, Salvatore did not take his mask off one time. Keep in mind, all this has happened. All this stuff that I have said has happened, and it's only been like 10 minutes into the show. It hasn't even been. This is a 40-minute episode, and all this shit that I've said it's only been 10 minutes in the episode. I'm gonna be honest with you. After this whole battle shit happened, where all of them got defeated in 2 seconds, you know, Barry goes to fight Cobalt Blue, Eddie Thawne in the Speed Force. The fight is like 2 seconds. Eddie like grabs Barry, slams him into a wall, and then they just have a conversation. He's like, "Oh, Barry's like, we have to work together. We have to, bring balance to the Speed Force or whatever." Eddie does not consider it for 1 second and takes off his powers and just gives up. He's like, "You know what? You're right. I'm gonna work with you, not because I like you, not because of this, not because of that, but because it's the right thing to do." Bro, they hyped up this man for 2 episodes. They hyped him up to be the main villain of the entire final season bullshit. And this man gets defeated and surrenders in 2 seconds. And keep in mind, all this has happened, and there's still like 30 minutes left in the show. Now we're going to this bullshit about, Nora being born and all this bullshit that I don't give a fuck about. I'm gonna be honest with you. After the whole battle shit, I skipped through the entire episode. I was just fast forwarding. I thought Barry was gonna, sacrifice himself, or something was gonna happen where he was gonna turn into a lightning bolt and then be the very lightning bolt that struck himself in 2014. That didn't happen. And then Barry's like, "Oh, I'm gonna choose now." So he throws the lightning bolts, give powers to 3 other people, so I guess Barry could just hand out powers now. This show went off the rails. This show should have ended after like season 5, season 6, to be honest with you. You know what happened? I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to watch this show every week. I started watching this show the day that this show dropped. Episode 1, the pilot, in 2014. I remember the house I was sitting, the day I was sitting. I remember watching this show the very first day. I watched it every single week. What happened is that the show The Flash, it alienated his audience. It became terrible, bro. It tried creating, what happened was this show tried catering to a bigger audience to create a bigger fan base, but that fails. Everybody knows that fails. What happens is, by trying to include other people to join you and watch your show, people that weren't already watching this, you alienate the people that were there from the jump. That's why I stopped watching it in season 5, because it was terrible. The whole plot line with Nora when she came back in time and she kept calling him dad, and acting like a fucking baby when she's like fucking 30 years old. Man, that shit was terrible. And honestly, like, I can't speak on season 6, 7, 8, 9 because I didn't watch any of those seasons, bro. Of this season, I even only watched the last 3 episodes. This shit was god awful, bro. This shit was terrible. Cecile's got to be the worst character in this series, bro. I don't know why. She got powers. I think it was season 5 or season 6. I may have seen a couple episodes in some of the season 6 or 7, like 1 or 2 episodes, but I never watched them consecutively. This shit was terrible. Cecile got powers for no reason. Iris got powers occasionally for no reason. The whole "we are the Flash" bullshit. This show was god awful, bro. And it's the final episode of The Flash, the entire series, and you don't even mention Cisco, bro. I didn't have to see Cisco, bro. I didn't have to see him, but you're gonna mention Oliver, but you're not gonna mention Cisco, one dude that was carrying the show on his back for a fat minute. I'm not gonna lie, I think Cisco was overstayed his welcome on this show too, bro. The whole thing with like the way I'm gonna lie, I think it was season 5 or season 4, I'm not sure. But the part where like Cisco kept bitching about his powers, so then he went through all this whole process where he like took his powers away, but then he ended up like creating these gauntlets that gave him his powers back. That whole plotline was so stupid too. It's like they didn't know what to do. But anyways, I don't want to keep rambling on too long with this shit. I'm just glad this show is over. I'm ready for a new version of The Flash to be started. I can't wait for the Flash movie to come out. Y'all gonna see my review about that when I watch it. But man, sometimes things are bittersweet. This is not bittersweet. This is just I don't know what this is, bro. This is terrible. This has got to be the worst shit I've ever seen. They should just ended this season. They should just ended this season off with the episode when he went back to the night Nora died. The day when he went back to the day Nora died and he saw his mom again or whatever, and where he like said no to himself. That should have been the last episode. I feel like the episode after that was like a filler episode, and then this episode was just a piece of shit, bro. But with that said, let me know what y'all thought about this show down below. I know this shit's trash. I know this shit's garbage. If you loved it, you're wrong. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you. Make sure to like my video, bro. Please like my video. Okay? Like my video. Share it. Subscribe. Do all that shit. Please, please subscribe. Let's get to 100. Please, please, please get me to 100. I really appreciate it. I'm going to be more consistent. I told you guys I'm going to be consistent. That's what I'm going to do. Alright? Like I said, Flash. This shit was garbage. I can't wait for the Flash movie. I know y'all can't either. It's gonna be here, and I'm gonna let you know what I think about that. All right, but without further ado, it's been me, and that's gonna be it. All right, deuce.